Welcome to the My Blue Skies Music Podcast, where we dive deep into the power of music, creativity, and collaboration. I'm your host, Kate Dillingham, cellist and composer, and founder of MyBlueSkiesMusic.com. Part of my activities here in New York, I am the president of the Violoncello Society of New York, and we just had a fabulous concert with our VCS student ensemble, of which 2 members are here today. We collaborated with the Yale Cellos. And in our previous episode, I interviewed the 2 professors up at Yale, Ole Akahashi and Paul Watkins. And I'm here with Calla Mishan and Matthew Suh, who participated in the concert and serve as our interns for the Cello Society. So welcome. And Calla, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about you and where you go to school and how long you've been playing and some good details for us.
Okay. I'm Calla. I'm a junior at the Spence School in New York City, which is a small little all-girls school on the Upper East Side of New York. And I've been playing cello since I was about 5. I started my journey at School for Strings, and I've been going to the Manhattan School of Music since I was in 7th grade, I think. And I've done a lot of summer work at various chamber music programs like Greenwood Music Camp. And then last summer I was at the Bowdoin International Music Festival. And then this year is the first year I've been doing New York Youth Symphony, and I've been getting involved in a little bit more orchestral stuff.
Wonderful. And who's your teacher?
My teacher is the lovely Wolfram Kessel.
Terrific. Thank you. And Matthew, tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I'm a senior at Hanover Park High School. It's located in East Hanover, New Jersey, Morris County. And I started cello around when I was 1st grade around, and I have been doing it for about 8 to 9, 10 years. And I would say the beginning of my cello journey, definitely I started off in a small studio with one of my mom's friend, Sojin Yang. And I kind of just practiced with her for a while, did summer orchestra festivals, and then I auditioned for MSM for my freshman year of high school when I was in 8th grade. And I got in on my freshman year, and I've been doing MSM since then. And I also did New York Youth Symphony Chamber since I was 7th grade, and this is officially my 6th year or 5th year. And I've also been doing New York Youth Symphony Orchestra since my sophomore year of high school, so this is my 3rd year.
Wow, fantastic. So you guys are very active as musicians in your own right. And when you say MSM, Matthew, did you mean the pre-college?
Yeah, pre-college.
You attend on Saturdays? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And who's your teacher?
I also study under Wolfram Kessel.
Okay, fantastic. So tell me a little bit about your experience with VCS. Do you enjoy the cello ensemble? Had you ever played in a cello ensemble before? And you can take turns.
I guess I'll just go first. Every year, for Wolfram's final recital after MSM is done, we usually have a student cello ensemble with all of the students playing in one thing. And I would say that's definitely the first time I've ever played in a big cello ensemble. But then I also am a part of a cello trio. I don't know if you can call that an ensemble, but that's my chamber group. I'm a part of a cello trio. And
oh, right. You guys played for our for Mr. Lesser a couple of seasons ago. That's right. Now I remember. Yes. So you're very experienced with cello ensemble. Yeah. How about you, Calla? Tell me about your journey with cello ensembles.
Okay. I'm a little less experienced than Matthew with cello ensembles, but also through Wolfram's studio, I think cello ensemble is probably a kind of chamber music that I look forward to the most, because I find that first of all, cellists are really unique people. I really like the type of personalities and that I think are more attracted to playing the cello. But also I think there's a really special sound and really fun repertoire that you can play in cello choir. And I'm kind of lucky that I know and I'm already kind of close with a lot of the people in cello choir before, but I feel like it's also been a great place to develop friendships.
Super. And did you like working with the coaches, or did you tell me the balance of the cello ensemble? I know you would have an hour or so of rehearsal with each other, and then you would work with one of the coaches. We had wonderful coaches this year. We had John Henry Crawford, and we've had Tommy Mesa, and most recently Christine Lamprea. And it's been a real pleasure for me to observe how they work with you. What's your impression? How were things different? What sort of demands did they ask of you in the rehearsals? Matthew?
Okay, I guess I'll go first. I would definitely say like some of them were kind of in the past. I don't fully remember, but like based off the recent experience with like Christine, I definitely think like they give really different perspectives and insights on how they interpret the music. But I definitely do feel like these different like perspectives is definitely helpful, especially if like if you're like an aspiring musician, it's always good to have different perspectives so you can always build up your own. So I definitely think that was really helpful for me, especially since I've been doing Liber Tango for a while, and Christine gave very like different types of interpretations that I never really thought of before, and I feel like that was really helpful in like shaping my musicality.
Do you have a specific thing that was different in the interpretation? I mean, I have my own impression about that, but I'd like to hear it from you.
Sometimes she said that like our Liber, like the way we rehearsed it, it felt kind of rushed, and we weren't like kind of expressing enough accents enough, or like the singing melodies. So she definitely said that like we had to kind of lay back and accent more of like the second to third note, and like kind of just make it more musical sounding instead of just like we want to finish it.
Yeah. How about you, Kala? Did you have any particular recollection?
I have a particular coach that I liked a lot. I found Thomas Mesa really memorable. I liked how he approached the music less from a technical standpoint and more from a conceptual standpoint, which I feel like is what distinguishes like these extra coaches that you bring in from just working to make sure that we're all coming in at the same time in the more basic elements of the music.
Yeah, because that's the first challenge is being able to get a large group of people to play together, right? To play in tune, to play in time, all the basics, the fundamentals of playing. And then there's a whole many layers of how we interpret music, how we pace it, where we breathe, and to get a large group of people to do that together, some who've had lots of experience and some who have had none. It's a big challenge to be able to do that. One of the things that I really enjoyed about working with you all was how responsive you were to when one of us would lead with a breath, you would immediately know where to come in. And sometimes in ensemble, breathing is just as important as being technically proficient with your instrument or with the piece that you're playing. The breath and how that guides us in terms of our phrasing and ensemble playing is essential, right? It's so crucial to playing chamber music. And that's honestly what a cello ensemble is, whether you're 3 or you're 20 or 26 as we were the other day with the Yale Cellos. So that's a good segue. How did you find the experience with Yale Cellos? I mean, these are master's students at Yale University. Some of them are already, on their way to professional or in professional careers. How was that for you to be exposed to them?
Okay, I can go first. So Matthew, I thought it was really, really cool just to be in the presence of people who are doing work at such a high level. I think someone mentioned this last rehearsal, maybe it was Hawan, but I really liked watching the way that they conducted rehearsal within themselves. Sometimes like Ole or Paul weren't doing a lot of the instructing. It was mostly like them making decisions amongst themselves. And I feel like it was really cool how each of them took on leadership roles, but it was also kind of evenly distributed in like an open space for everyone to share their thoughts and ideas. And I really liked that approach as opposed to maybe a more traditional approach where a teacher would kind of like take the lead.
How about you, Matthew?
I would definitely say like my experience with them was like one of a kind. Like, something about like you really don't really realize it, but like those graduate students are not like that much older than us, but then they're performing at like I would say a drastically another level compared to people like us, like students wise. And I definitely thought it was interesting to like experience that, and it kind of gave me an insight on like how I should go about when like next time rehearsing with people. Like similar to what Calla said, like I usually follow like a traditional way of rehearsing, like having a coach in front of me, and then we would perform, and she would like tell us what to like fix and stuff. But I definitely feel like having like opportunity, like not opportunities, but like perspectives from each different student to be said while rehearsing is definitely important. And I think like having that with Yale definitely like is going to be important when I grow up.
That's fantastic. Do either of you want to study to be professionals, or are you doing it for the love of music, or all of the above?
I think I'm doing it more so for the love of music because I also have a lot of academic interests, but I definitely want to pursue it as part of my college experience.
What are some of your other interests, Calla?
I'm really interested in history and English. I would say I'm really into the humanities.
And does music influence that, or does your study of humanities influence your music making?
I mean, I think it's kind of maybe a cyclical relationship because I think that my approach to music is definitely influenced by, I mean, the study of humanities, I feel like requires a lot of empathy, right? Whether it's history or English to like try to understand other people's stories. And I think it's like a similar approach. You have to be really thoughtful and try to think about the experience of the composer and what the composer is trying to impart when you're approaching music. So I feel like in that way, they can really transfer. Yeah.
Nice. How about you, Matthew?
So I'm currently doing college applications, so I kind of have a general idea on what I want to do. But I don't want to like be a professional musician, but I definitely want to include it as like a minor or a double major in the future because like I'm kind of exploring the sciences behind music and like its like waves of frequency, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm kind of like I want to go into like neuroscience and like psychology, and I kind of want to like explore the ways like chronic pain actually is happening like in humans. And I've learned from like reading articles and stuff like that that like sometimes like chronic pain that persists in our body isn't really like a pain that's actually there, but it's like our way like our neurons in our brain are constantly like they're like hypersensitized, so they're constantly firing like telling our body to feel this type of pain that's not really there.
Hmm.
And a lot of people go about this treatment with like narcotics and drugs, like such as like opioids, to
Right.
relieve this chronic pain, which causes like a lot of public health problems, especially in America these days. So I've been like wanting to explore a way we can use music as a way to like kind of be like an auditory sense, like auditory way to like stop the stimulus of our like neurological pathways and use that as like a way to like help prevent chronic pain in the future.
Have you ever had an experience in performance or in study where you've been uncomfortable or you've had a physical pain, and playing music or listening to music has maybe distracted you from that pain or given you something else to focus on? I can say from my own perspective, this has happened to me many times, but I want to hear it from you because I think what you're onto is something very interesting and important.
Well, I wouldn't say like I've experienced with like chronic pain because I'm still kind of young, but like I definitely have like sometimes like when I listen to music, I kind of like just like zone out and just only hear the music, and I definitely feel like that's something definitely like something happening in my brain, but like I can't really explain it. That's why I want to like further research it when I go to college.
I think that's fantastic. Yeah, I will be very interested to follow where this leads for you because in my own experience, my own life in music, having had a long career in music, it's very tangible to me in my experience where music has provided solace or refuge or real healing properties to people who are open to it. Now, I'm not saying that it's like a salve that you can just put on your skin and suddenly you feel better. I think it's receptivity is very important. And when you're talking about the brain's receptors, or the sensory receptors, what we're open to, what we're entertaining in terms of our attention or our presence has everything to do with our experience. So I'm thrilled because we're actually on the platform that I created for exactly this purpose. I'm not going to talk too much about My Blue Skies music, but the point is that we're able to talk and to have lessons and have live streams with really good quality audio over the internet, which was not possible to do 5 years ago or even 4 years ago. So I'm excited because this is a critical sort of juncture where a very traditional pursuit, like playing a cello, learning how to play a 300-year-old instrument made of wood, and you're using natural materials, horsehair and rosin, petrified tree sap to create sound on a steel string that's got tension, is a very physical activity, and one that's quite ancient. It has many generations of people have been doing it for a long time, and to be able to do that in 2025, 2026, with a perception and an understanding of how music not only can reach people, but how it impacts the person doing it and the people who are playing it together, I think is really something that I'm interested in personally, and what I'm interested in for the Cello Society. And the more we can collaborate with different generations of people, like I loved how you mentioned that the Yale Cellos, they're not that much older than you, right? 5-6 years older than you guys, but the level of playing and intention and literally the time that they have to rehearse. Like these guys, they rehearse every week, which is not something we get to do. We get to get together in the cello ensemble maybe once every couple of months, I think we've been trying to do. So every quarter or so we've been having an ensemble meeting together. So that consistency, I think, when you encounter people who are a little further down this road, is really what distinguishes sort of the opportunities that you get, right, to play. So tell me specifically, did you have a particular thing in the concert that you enjoyed, or something that touched you or inspired you, Calla?
I wish I had the program because it's in my living room, but I won't.
Oh,
I mean, there was.
I have a program. Go ahead.
I mean, there were a few pieces towards the end. I think they were a bit more slow and somber. But I rarely cry when I listen to classical music, but I was tearing up because there's this one girl in the Yale Cellos who just had like this tone that was, I'd never even like heard a cello make sound like that. And I was like just so moved by, just like the sheer beauty of the sound. And I think it just reminded me why I was so drawn to like the cello as an instrument when I was a kid. Like, I don't know, it was just very moving for me. Yeah.
Nice. How about you, Matthew?
So I also have a brother who plays cello. He's currently in college right now, but one of the first pieces I ever played with him was the Vivaldi Duo Cello Concerto. And I definitely feel like it gave me a sense of nostalgia when Paul Watkins and Ole were playing it, and I definitely like felt inspired to like redo, like I really want to retry this piece. And in a couple weeks, I'm actually gonna be playing this piece with Hawan for like a volunteering internship thing. I don't he just kind of told me to do it, so I was like,
Oh, well, fun. That's great. I love it.
and I definitely think that inspired me. I really want to like take their interpretations into like my playing, because I have a recording of them playing, and I've been listening to it, and I really want to like, it really inspired me. Yeah,
That's terrific. Yeah, one thing that inspired me about their playing was how unique they are, what fabulous players they are, but how unique they are from each other. And each time you'd hear the other enter, it was like, oh, like a new color, a new sheen, a new breath. So pretty amazing stuff. I have one memory for myself that I so enjoyed about the concert. We premiered a piece that I conceived of, my piece called Still. And I have to say that it was one of the most gratifying experiences to hear all those cellists, all those wonderful cellists, young, medium, and older, playing my piece together. I think it was truly one of the most extraordinary experiences I've ever had. And I'm really grateful to you guys for being part of that. And both Paul and Ole asked me if there was more forthcoming, and I said, absolutely. So I look forward to my own excitement and inspiration about making more music for multiple cellos. I think it's such a glorious, glorious sound. And we have such a range. And I want to also highlight what Calla said about our, the cellist personality. We have such kind of an openness to each other, I think. And when we see others playing the cello and going through some similar types of, like we have a reaction to each other and a reaction to the repertoire that we play. It's just infectious, and that's something that I really enjoy and hope we'll do some more of. So, are there anything you'd like to close with? Anything you're excited about coming forward? Oh, I should mention we're going to have a masterclass with Tommy Mesa coming soon, next month, and some other very nice plans for 2026. But anything you'd care to say about the society or about opportunities that you're looking forward to?
I'll just say one thing, about your piece. I definitely feel like, because I've also been on the gondola boat in Venice, Italy, and I did really get that sense of rhythm that I felt again. And when I was playing the rhythms during the concert, I was definitely admiring your playing. Your tone is really nice, and I just want to say that.
Thank you, Matthew. That's very much appreciated. How about you, Calla? You got anything final words for us, for our audience?
I'll just close with another thank you to you for the opportunity. As Matthew said, it was definitely one of a kind, and I think the way you compose Still, I feel like it's especially suited for cello choir. I feel like it couldn't work in any other kind of ensemble. And I definitely saw you were talking about your transcendentalist meditation, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I've been trying to meditate more recently. I'm not very good at it, but I feel like your experience meditating definitely translated into the mood of the piece. It's definitely meditative and encourages you to slow down and listen to kind of that underlying rhythm that's at the backbone of it.
Thank you. That's really nice observation. I think in meditation, you can't get it wrong, and you never get it done. It's something that, much like practicing, or I should say, much like practicing is something you want to do every day. Unlike practicing, the idea behind the meditation that I do is to take it as it comes and not to force. And when you find yourself forcing or thinking thoughts, that's the point at which you say, no thoughts, just going to let it go. And for me, it's been a very transformative experience. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and it was hard at first. I will tell you that. It was very hard at first. Have not thought of myself as a patient person ever. In fact, quite the opposite. But I have found that, much like cello practice, if it's something that you make time for every day, whether you're pursuing a professional career or just doing it because you enjoy it, because you love it and you love being with other people who play instruments, that there's always something new to find. There's always something charming about it. There's always something that challenges us and helps us grow. So that's maybe a good place to close. I think that I'm just so pleased and so proud of you all. You did so beautifully at this concert, and I'm really glad that you were able to come on and talk to us on the podcast, because I think it's only going to expand your lives and friendships and music making to be part of it. So I'll look forward to the next one. And thank you again, Matthew Suh and Calla Mishan, for being with us on the My Blue Skies Music podcast today. And all the best, and we'll see you again real soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.